All right, so in this inventory example, we are going to pretend that we have a hot dog stand. No, the name of our hot dog stand is the Little Big Hot Dog Stand. Essentially, what we serve are hot dogs and chili dogs, but we do the massive ones, so they're like foot long, 10.5 inch long, half-pound hot dogs. So they're massive hot dogs. That's why we're the Little Big Hot Dog Stand. All right, so what we're going to do is we have our inventory sheet. You can see that we have item descriptions, product numbers, the case sizes, cases in inventory. This is where we'll physically count all of our cases in inventory. We've got the price for each one of those cases. The next column is our inventory value, and so it's going to calculate the value of the inventory of each one of these products. The next one's our par level. So essentially, when we have we do our inventory, and we're going to compare that against what we call our par level. And essentially, our par level is the amount of product that we need to make it till the next order. So for the hot dog trays, we need to have, our par level is 3 cases. So we need 3 cases to be able to make sure that we have enough product to get to our next delivery. And as we go through this, I'll kind of explain the par levels a little bit more. And then the last one is our order quantity, and that's going to tell me how many I need to order. So that's going to be what I actually put on my requisition form. All right, so cases in inventory. So we'll pretend like we're at our home location or whatever, where we actually get stuff prepared before we whatever. So we're going through our inventory. So we're going to start in the top left-hand part of dry storage and work our way across and come back. So in the top left-hand corner is going to be the dry goods. So we start with napkins, and I see that we have 1.4 cases on hand. Then the next one is the sporks, and I have 1.2 cases on hand. Then the next one I see is the ketchup. So we'll say we have 0.8 on hand. Mustard, we have 1.3. Sweet relish, we have 1.8. And then hot dog trays, let's say we have 3.5. So I've got my dry storage done. Now I'm going to go into my freezer. So I go in my freezer, and I see my hoagie rolls. We have 9. Chili, I have 0.5. Then I go into my cooler, start on the top shelf. On the top shelf I have onions. I have 1.2 cases of onions. I have 0.8 cases of jalapenos. The next shelf down I have my cheese. My cheese, we'll say I have 1.2, and then on the bottom shelf will be my hot dogs, and I will have 21 cases of hot dogs. Alright, so essentially what I've done is I've done the physical inventory. So I've gone through, I've done it in a logical order, making sure that I don't miss any products, and I've just recorded the amount of each. So I look at the ketchup box, there's 1,000 ketchup packets, so I'm not going to go through and count all the ketchup packets, but I'm going to look at that box and I'm going to estimate that there's 800 left. So I got 0.8 cases. Alright, so this spreadsheet is going to calculate my inventory value. Essentially it's taken 3.5 times 35 to equal $122.50 worth of hot dog trays, which sounds pretty crazy expensive, but there's a lot of hot dog trays, I guess, in each one. $24.89 of ketchup. All the way down, you can see that the my category A inventory items are going to be my hot dogs. They're fairly expensive product. Also, my cheese is probably one of them. My chili. Some of those are going to be my category A items. So I've counted all my products. I figured out the inventory value, which is the amount that I have on hand times the price of the case. The next thing I want to do is I look at my total inventory value. So I figure out the inventory value of each one of these. add them all together, and I see that I have $1,390.65 worth of product in inventory. So that's where my inventory is at right now, is $1,365. Once we've done that, the next thing I want to look at, so that I can requisition products as needed, is I want to look at the amount that I have on hand compared to my par level. So the par level is the bottom level of what I need to have on hand to make sure that I can make it to my next delivery. So when I do inventory, I want to count, and my par level for hot dog trays is 3. Right now I have 3.5, so I'm above the par level, so I don't have to order any. So my order quantity is 0. Now, ketchups, I'm at 0.8. My par level is I need 2 cases of ketchup. So if I order 1 case, I'm going to be at 1.8, which isn't quite to 2, so I need to order 2 cases. You can't, for the most part, you're not going to be able to split cases. Sometimes you will, like in the cheese blend. That is one that you could split the case, but depending on how your operation works, you might split it, you might not. For these purposes, you're not going to. So for the mustard, I have 1.3 on hand. I need to have 2 on hand, so I'm going to order 1, and that'll get me up to 2.3, so I'll be above my par level. Sweet relish, I have 1.8, but I need 3, so if I order 1, that'll put me at 2.8, which isn't quite there, so I'm going to have to order 2. The napkins, I have 1.4. I need to have 2, so I'm going to order 1. That'll put me up to 2.4. The sporks, I have 1.2. My par level is 1, so I don't need to order any. The chili, I have a half a case, but my par level is 1, so I'm going to have to order 1. That'll put me up to 1.5. That'll get me above my par level. For the hoagie rolls, I have 9. I need 13, so I'm going to order 4. The cheese, I have 1.2. I need 2, so I'm going to order 1. That'll get me above my par level. Hot dogs, I have 21. I need 30, so that's going to be 9 cases of hot dogs. For the red onions, I have 1.2. My par level is 1, so I don't need any. And the jalapenos, I have 0.8. I need 2. If I order 1, that'll give me 1.8. That's not quite enough, so I need to order 2. So now I've gone through and I've figured out my my order quantity. So then the next thing I can do is actually go through and requisition